Igbo, kwenu. Igbo, muanu. Nigeria, kwenu.
Your Okorocha is here. Please put your hands together in the crowd. Honorable
Kwesilieza, you're welcome, sir.
Our capacity to rule Nigeria. Capacity is here today. Integrity is here today. Vision for a greater Nigeria is on display here today. And the correct spirit to drive our country from the precipice to the higher heights where we belong to in the community of nations. We are on parade here today. The essence of this meeting, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, is to convince our country, to convince a country that we belong to convince Nigerians that indeed we live in a country that has a conscience. We live in a country that is built on justice, fairness, equity. These are pillars that must form the foundation of a strong nation. In the absence of justice, you build on nothing. In the absence of injustice, if you enthrone injustice, you cannot pass a future to the coming generation. A country must have a conscience built on equity and solid justice for its people. It is that conscience that must never fail each and every citizen of this country. No matter the language or the tribe. We say in our former national anthem, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Today is Nigeria standing in brotherhood. What we put here as the theme of our conference, together we can. Yes, together we can. Nigeria has proven that together we can. And I'll give you an example. In 1998, when the ban on politics was lifted, Nigeria was recovering from the injustice of an all June 12th election. To heal that wound, the major political parties chose their presidential candidates from Southwest. Even in our own party, the People's Democratic Party, we chose a candidate that was not popular in his own region. The opposition party chose a candidate that was popular in that region. But together, Nigerians put Obasanjo as president. And we are asking today that the Southeast is bleeding from marginalization and injustice. Why can't Nigeria, people of conscience and goodwill, come together to enthrone a Southeast president? This injustice must stop. This marginalization must come to an end. We have to heal the wounds of the Civil War, 58 years after the war. Do we have to wait for 100 years? We are appealing to our fellow countrymen and women. The time is now. The place is here to turn a new leaf in our country. To say that any part of our country that is bleeding, this country must go there and stop the bleeding. We did it in the South, in the Niger Delta. When the hen that lays the golden egg was starving, a lot was done, especially by President Yaradua. Today, we export our crude oil without problem, except for the recent thefts. In the Northeast, that has been ravaged by war, the country has put on a Northeast Development Commission. And all international agencies are trying to rebuild the Northeast. Why is it that when we come to the Southeast, the conscience of Nigeria takes a flight? We have come here today to reawaken that conscience, to tell our country that if there is injustice to one, there is injustice to all. Today it may be the Southeast. Who knows who will be the next? Let us heal our country. Let us bind together. Let us make sure that nobody is left behind. That is the only way we will build a solid, egalitarian society that will meet the needs of our people. We welcome you today. We will hear from diverse people. In a short while, we will show you the profile of the great men and women from the Southeast that are vying for presidency. We'll put up their profile, and you see that we are not joking. We have men of timber and caliber, caterpillar and bulldozer, conscience and capacity. And they will have a few minutes to address you. And we'll take some goodwill messages. Because we know that some of you here can comprehend and deliver the message we want to deliver today even better than those of us who have organized this conference. So we have an opportunity for you to also tell Nigeria. By the time we leave here, the messages that will resonate for weeks after we have left here, that conscience will be woken up. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
And having been very active on both sides over many years, Nigeria, a blessed country by God with exceptional human and material resources and endowment, a country with so much promise, has remained only a potentially great nation, which today is seen as the poverty capital of the world, with 71% poverty level and 53% unemployment among the population, with one of the worst security situations in the world today, completely divided on all seams, a chronically underdeveloped third world. Nigeria's conundrum has been risen essentially from two critical factors. One, primarily by the extreme deviation of Nigeria from the fundamental structure on which our founding fathers established the country. Two, a painful and distressing deficit of stock of enlightened, visionary, competent, and courageous leadership with integrity over time. The Igbo question has arisen primarily from the difficulty of many of our compatriots to accept the unique attributes of Igbo and his unquenchable appetite for progress, anchored on justice, equity, and fairness. His desire for economic empowerment and expression is wrongly interpreted as excessive acquisitiveness and love for money. His desire to develop his environment and make home everywhere he finds himself is misinterpreted as a desire to dominate others. His disdain for injustice, oppression, inequity, mistreatment, and marginalization is often mischaracterized as rebellion. He lives in a nation he deeply loves and for which he makes the maximum sacrifice for his well-being. Yet, that nation treats him with suspicion and a mixture of derision and fear. In return, sometimes Igbo feels unwanted and even develops a complex. They will never allow us. My vision and mission, Mr. Chairman, is to lead Nigeria to become a globally competitive nation that will become a first world nation, achieving its manifest destiny to be the leader of Africa and the face of the black man in the world. 2, to mobilize like-minded citizens to install enlightened, visionary, and committed leadership in Nigeria that will motivate the country to optimize its human and material resources to attain global competitiveness in a nation where justice, equity, and fair play reign supreme, resulting in happy and contented citizens. And we'll do this by deploying the core values of knowledge, industry, integrity, patriotism, justice, freedom, liberty, security, and godliness. We shall drive out the 4 demons that have buffeted Nigeria. Demons of poverty, corruption, injustice, security, and integrity.
Time up.
Let me finish. Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for the opportunity. I'm timing it myself. I thought, but I accept your verdict that this call has been made to enable us to leverage our resources as one people to intronate Nigerian president of Southeast extraction in 2023 in line with the godly tenets of justice and fairness. I want to thank you for the privilege to be here. God bless you.
We lost royal, spiritual, and temporal. I'm not reading a prepared speech so that my 3 minutes will be effectively utilized. Our great uncle and dad, Pogo Bitrus, an activist and a lover of Igbos and a lover of Nigeria, you're also here. We thank you. What I'm going to say, I do what is called takeaways, because I'm a small man and short, according to you people, but my ideas are tall. And I'm a visionary. I see far. Number 1, she said it all. What are the ingredients for a peaceful society? Justice, equity, fair play. That is for the Nigerian nation with 250 ethnic nationalities. We found it difficult to even uphold that in Nigeria from the history given here. Are we resolved that we want that history to change from this room? I leave it to you. Second one, we're talking about the nationalities. How about the people of Nigeria? Some people have used power, but their people are very poor. The income per capita low. Our majoris everywhere. Some people also have had power. You have Delta warriors, and you have IPOB. Those who went to school, ask yourself questions. Have you been fair to those who didn't go to school? I want you to take it and go. I'm not a Pharisee, and I'm not a Sadducee, and I don't like injustice, and I don't like when injustice is being swept under the carpet. Those of us who went to school were failed, our fellow people who didn't go to school. We have taken what belongs to us and what belongs to them. There is no equitable distribution of the resources of this country, both nationally and both into the various ethnic groups and communities. Why is our unemployment rate the largest in Africa now? What is fueling this insecurity? Why we can't sleep with our 2 eyes open, according to Chris, and we can't ride by road, and we can't even go by train? So please, atualo omalo, atualo ofeke, a leader we need is a leader that is visionary, intelligent, courageous, competent, compassionate, when the need arises. If you don't have all these things, forget that leader. Ngige is a master of, I'm a jack of all trade. In all these things I'm talking about, I'm master of all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So whoever did that video never represented me well. And 2, I was never queried by ABGA. And 3, I'm well schooled. I have master's degree in law and I have bachelor's degree in law, not just a diploma. And I just want to put a salutation for Pa Edwin Clark, Dr. Beatrice, and Pa Ayo Adebenjo for joining Igbos in this course. God bless you. Now I start with my 3 minutes. I have listened to all that have been said here. And all I can deduce from it is to say I believe in what God can do. And for that reason, to God be all the glory. But my brothers and sisters from the southeast, the political sun will rise from the southeast. And when this sun rises, and it must rise, there will be a new Nigeria that will advance the art of peace and works of peace, develop the resources of our land, and improve on all that we have as a nation. When that sun rises, and it must rise, our nation will be seen as a united, indivisible nation. What Igbos are asking for is not to rule Nigeria. Igbos are asking to be given opportunity to preside over the affairs of this nation, so that Hausa man can be a Yoruba man can be an Igbo man. That's where I stand, and that's what makes a difference. I want to say to all of you that if I must speak, I speak on track record. Today I heard my colleagues talk about out-of-school children. I qualify to speak on that. Because if I say education must be free, believe me, because I've done that as an individual, I have over 25,000 children from every part of this country going to school under my scholarship. That's what I mean by track record. And if I dare say to you I can create wealth, I will create wealth. My only agenda for this nation, ladies and gentlemen, is to create wealth. I've heard you pass abuses and all kinds of words not complimentary to leaders. But I say to you, the problem of Nigeria is that Nigeria does not understand this problem. The problem of Nigeria is simply that the population is growing in a geometrical progression, and while the wealth of the nation is declining in arithmetical progression. The gap in between this population and the wealth is what is called apparent poverty, which does not reflect any practical reality in this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, if you must know the mood of the nation, when you need a unifier. The question before Igbo, who can the Yorubas trust for this presidency? Who can the Hausas trust in this presidency? Yours truly. I can be trusted for the unity of this country. I want to ask you, who can make the difference? Igbos who must never be found wanting to sing the songs of section or tribalism, who must join the mainstream. As we have done this today, and my sister, Senator, please raise this team to go to the north, go to the Yorubas, and seek audience to pass the Igbo question. Thank you.
And I thank my brothers and sisters who are also aspiring. And all I want us to do is to do it in unity and ensure that one of us emerge and is supported by all of us. For me, everybody have talked about injustice in Nigeria, and everybody knows that this country thrives on injustice. But more of it, beyond that, I want us to look at the two descriptions of a failed state. When a country, when a government, when a system is no longer in control of its territory. Is Nigeria in control of its territory? When a system is no longer in control of its economy, is Nigeria in control of its economy? And the reason is simple. When Adebanjo was talking about Nigeria when it was good, he was talking about the West kept cocoa money. The East kept palm oil money. The North kept granite oil. Daddy, we are talking about when Nigeria was producing. Today, what Nigeria is doing is sharing, sharing, sharing. All I want to do is stop the sharing and start production. All we need to do is to put people out of poverty. The development is hinged on three simple things. HDI. You cannot have a country where you are 158 over 160 something in terms of human development index, and you cannot have a country where you're 152 out of 157 in human capital and you think you're developing. Let's do the right thing. We invest in education. We pull people out of poverty. 100 million people living in poverty, you're going to have crisis. And that is the crisis we face today. I'm a wealth creator. And I know what it means to create wealth. And I've done it. And I can say I've traveled 31 countries of the world and know that you cannot have 55% unemployment with 70% of your youth not knowing where the next meal will come from, and you think you have peace. No, we need to invest in those youths. That's what is happening in China, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, everywhere in the world. I want to invest in the youth. The youth of this country are very talented, and I want to invest in them. The opportunity is to allow me to move the country from consumption to production. God bless you.
Organizers of this very wonderful program, let me thank profusely the guest of honors for the wonderful speech they made here. My brother, Senator Ngige, was asking me, I hope your people have these tips because I would like to have it. I have assured him that we have it. We have to air it over and over. This meeting has underscored a very critical point in our nation, and it is to underscore the fact that Igbo, they believe in a united, fair, and equitable Nigeria. And that's why we are here to say, yes, we can. And when people say, look, we should come together and select one person, I say, no, that's not the game. The game is that we should be able to produce a number of competent and capable personalities that are seated here, including those who are yet to come, so that the nation Nigeria will have a wider choice, be it in different, career and endeavors that they have excelled. And this is very important. And so I'm here to say that in the beginning of life, God has always given a nation leaders. Either leaders to bless the nation or leaders to reprove the nation of their wrongdoings. And I think that we are at a crossroads. And let nobody believe that the problem of Nigeria just started. The problem of Nigeria was, a seed sown for a very long time. Seed sown on injustice and the inequitable distribution of the resources of the nation. And we are here to correct it. And I think right now, the Nigerian society is very tired of political promises. Aisha. We need as a nation now to rebuild Nigeria and engineer. That's what we need. And look, whether it is in the area of finance or in the area of infrastructure and so on and so forth, an engineer has proven that they can handle the economy of this country. And so I'm not going to be making promises. I'm going to be relying by saying that for he that is faithful in a little will be faithful in much. In the area of education, I have built the best medical university. And the Nigerian Union of the NUC, they have adjourned that university the best in Nigeria. And I have said, look, let us start from this point. Let other states and the nation Nigeria take a bearing from this. In that school,
in that school and the hospital, we've made every effort to stop medical tourism, and it's evident. We have transplant, facilities. We have facility that we are producing dialyzers, which is not in any way in Africa. We have, the cancer center that is already done and functioning. We have the best medical facilities in that hospital. And I've presented it to Mr. President and he's taking it. So let me say that we need a solution person now. And I'm here to present myself. And what we have done in the Ebonyi State is a good example and not promises. Thank you very much.
The presentations would simply be to thank the organizers of this event. And I think it's a critical responsibility I have for stepping forward here. Because there is certainly no way you will present your agenda in 3 minutes. Let me say very sincerely that this conference is greatly thoughtful. It is quite timely. It is quite courageous. And I thank you for the effort. I also extend the thanks to the leaders that have come from other geopolitical zones to support us. It's again quite patriotic and quite courageous for them to do all they have been doing for all of us. Well, finally, let me say that I have done the most important thing I want to do, stepping up now. But if I need to say any little thing about myself or what I need to do, I'll put it this way. In this matter, the experience is important, the exposure is important, and the knowledge is important. I have been in Abuja, I've worked in Abuja for about 33 years, and all through my public service career, I have served only in the presidency. My civil service career in 2 parastatals in the presidency. As president of the Senate, I worked with the president to run the country. And then, as secretary to government, I was an engine room of the presidency. My experience is cognate experience, and my exposure is nationwide. I can only tell you something before I drop. That I usually segment the challenges before the country into 3: political, economic, and social. I want to tell you that most of the times people lift the economic challenges as if it is the most important thing. I want to emphasize that the most important challenges of our country today is political, which will include leadership. You have to politically have a country before you build economy. You have to have a country before you have social cohesion. If I have opportunity to lead this country, using consensus, I will set up a new foundation upon which we build our nation.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.